Good morning, Lagos. It's time for us to go into the world of sports, specifically into the locker room with Tega.
Hello,
Good
Tega.
morning, Tega.
Good morning.
See how we just cautiously greet you? Just to be sure. You can send us messages on Twitter. Use that hashtag lockerroom981. You can also send us messages through WhatsApp. It's 0809 4440981. That is 0809 4440981.
I think we all sound very cheerful this morning
It's a
because
feel-good
Good Friday. And a number of you are actually at home and we're not jealous at all.
No, we're not.
Okay, but it's if you'd like to join the conversation, like you mentioned, WhatsApp is there, Twitter is there. Use the hashtag lockerroom981. Our first story this morning: Paul George asks Nike what went wrong with his PG 2.5 shoe after Zion Williamson injury. Now, Paul George said yesterday that he reached out to Nike to find out what went wrong with his PG 2.5 signature shoe that Zion Williamson was wearing when he injured his knee on Wednesday. First, he said, I want to wish him all the best. Next, he said, I don't know the severity of the injury right now. We just wish him all the best through the recovery if it's something severe. And honestly, I'm just here for him through that time of being hurt. But outside of that, I don't necessarily know what happened, how it happened, George said. I talked to Nike to see what went wrong, but what happened with the shoe, and I take pride in that. My shoes have been a successful shoe collection, not only in college, but in the NBA. A lot of people have been in them, a lot of people have been wearing them. So I don't necessarily know what happened, but it's never happened to my knowledge before. So that's all.
Okay, so let me start this story from the beginning. Zion is an NCAA player, a college basketball player that everybody's starting to be the number one draft pick. He's very good. He mad skills. He's a big guy, well muscled. He looks, you know how LeBron looked when he was young. That's how Zion looks. Zion is like supposed to be the next best thing. Then he gets on the court, and his shoes. He was trying to make a dribble, and his shoes just exploded. Yeah,
Like literally exploded.
like it exploded. Like it top went up, the down went down.
Too much fire on the heels.
I don't. Just 36 seconds into the game. It's not like he had been playing in it for a while. Game just literally started.
Wow.
And shoes exploded.
You can put a hand on it.
And so his knee twisted. So it kind of like it looked, the way it happened, it looked like a serious knee injury, but now we're hearing it's a sprained knee, and so they're going to be playing him from game to game. So it's bad, but it's not as bad as it originally looked.
Okay.
But what caused the injury was the shoe exploding. So Paul George is the owner of the shoes. You can imagine what that would do to his sales. They'll be like those shoes that explode.
Bad
do you understand that people wear his shoes to play? Next thing everybody's like, are those PG 2.5?
Nah. It could be a trend. I mean, people could wear the shoe deliberately to see if it explodes.
Not athletes. They have too much at stake for this to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why he's trying to find out what really went wrong with the shoe, so that he doesn't that doesn't happen again. But yeah, Nike needs to answer that question, because I think if the person had been playing in the shoes, then there'd be like a problem.
Yes.
But the game just literally started, and then the shoes just
Exploded.
that's exactly that's what happened.
Too much fire. Now, Mercedes driver Valtteri Bottas believes that Ferrari are a bit ahead of the world champions at the end of the first week of pre-season testing. Bottas says they do seem very strong. No matter which fuel loads or engine modes they are running, they are quick. I think we feel at this point that they're going to be a bit ahead, said Bottas. Bottas' teammate Lewis Hamilton said that Ferrari were very strong and added that it appears, in his words, it appears that they have a better package than last year, which means it will be a bigger challenge for us.
Well, let's put this in context. So last season, Ferrari were also faster, and then the season before, Ferrari was also faster.
And Mercedes were trying to understand what they were doing to their cars.
But Lewis Hamilton still won.
Yes.
What seasons?
Last.
I don't like all these. They look better than us. I don't like all these things. They look faster. Look, because the season is a marathon, it's not always down to speed. Sometimes it's down to strategy because of some circuits. Sometimes it's down to power. Sometimes it's down to speed. Yes. They're faster than you. We've heard you, Mercedes. Maybe you're just sandbagging. We don't know. What it is that when the season starts, we will determine which car. Oh, sorry, when the season ends, actually, not starts, we will now determine which car was better. Because during testing period like this, just everybody seems in good form. Then season starts and engine starts packing up. We don't want you to. We can't be making predictions based on your testing. We are waiting for the season. We are not going to buy these lies anymore. They'll sell us stories like so that it will look like there's going to be a real competition.
Yeah.
Then halfway through the season, Hamilton's just winning everything. No, we are not believing this hype anymore. We are waiting for the season to start, and then we'll start watching. Don't tell us anything, Mercedes.
All right, we're still watching Mercedes. We're not listening to you. Okay, now moving away from the world of cars, we go on to football. That's football. Mesut Ozil earns finally Unai Emery praise, but not guaranteed a regular Arsenal start.
Oh boy.
Unai Emery praised Mesut Ozil's performance in Arsenal's 3-0 win over Bate Borisov, but says he cannot guarantee him a regular start. Today, this is what he said. Today he showed what he wants. If he's available like the last 2 weeks, we're going to play a lot of matches, and maybe sometimes we need him in the starting 11, and sometimes on the bench because we have a lot of players to also help us. His spirit like today is good, and his quality and capacity and combination with some players is good.
Okay, so here's what it is. It is pretty obvious that Unai Emery doesn't like luxury players. And Mesut Ozil kind of falls under that, that package. And Unai Emery doesn't know what to do with him. And so because of the fact that there are a lot of games that require some more physical engagement, which is something that you will not associate with Mesut Ozil. He's not going to hustle or he's not going to grind for you. He's not that kind of player. Because there are a lot more games, especially in the EPL, that require that. Unai Emery doesn't trust him enough to put him in many games. So it's pretty obvious what the problem is. He just doesn't know what to do with a player like Mesut Ozil, and that's where the struggle is. Doesn't make Unai Emery a bad coach. Doesn't make Mesut Ozil a terrible player. It's just the marriage is not working at this point in time. So Mesut Ozil came into the game against Bata Borisov yesterday. Arsenal 1 goal down. It always looked like when they went to the Emirates, Arsenal was going to find a way to defeat Bata Borisov. That wasn't the issue. But it was a game that Mesut could play in. Bata Borisov, it's not like they are tight defensively. There's space. They like to play the ball a little bit. And so there's enough space for a creative player like Mesut Ozil to move around and create some chances. Arsenal had fun yesterday. They won the game by 3-0. That was a good game. But if you were playing a Crystal Palace or a what's the name of these Cajones people now? I'm looking at the face, but I just can't remember the team. Troy Deeney's team, Watford. Thank you.
Okay.
Or you're playing a team like Watford or the rest. I don't think that Unai Emery is just going to look at the bench and say, Mesut Ozil, yeah, guy. He's not going to put him in those kind of games, and I think that's what he's saying, that Mesut Ozil can play, and if he's fit, we will put him in games. But tough games like those games, which come a lot, those are not the games that he's going to put in. So, in as much as Mesut Ozil did well to impress Unai Emery yesterday, he's still thinking, yeah, when it comes to grind, I still can't trust you to do that. And I totally understand, based on coaches, managers, what they play and what they like to do. There's no problem with that. It's just they're going to have to find a way. You can't pay that guy so much money to sit on the bench because you don't know what to do with him.
All right, let's take the attention away from Arsenal for a second and then go to Barca after the break. But remember to send your messages to WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. This is the locker room here on Smooth Breakfast with Ayo
And Valentine.
and Tega Supreme.
And you are listening to Smooth 8.1.
Wait, keep something.
There's even on Friendship Press, it was not, the messages are not as many as.
Are you sure it's not the network?
No, it's normal on public
At some
holidays.
point,
It's actually
at some
not.
point, messages poured in on
People are
Friendship
usually in
Yeah.
their cars and regular day,
traffic,
so
yeah.
they can listen to radio. But oftentimes,
Oh boy, I'm going to
In this family, there is lots of love.
I'm
Where there
deliberately
is
going to
love,
stop myself.
there is
Why?
alpha-libe.
Why?
In the center of
Because I
alpha-libe,
want-
there is a feeling made of rich
Actually,
milk
for those
and
parts.
I saw this. You know, so I was like a small salad. You know, a salad that we say. I saw this on the United Nations. So for this year's Kenya, I know people. You know, Kruger, don't judge for. Yeah, for lower.
you dear for
Yeah, for lower. So you understand proverbs in your mother language. So that's what United Nations has on their ASCOM.
I just remembered one, man.
Which one? What is
She's a
it?
boss,
I can't go there.
serving up
I
great
can't
performances
quite
at
get
her
with
work
last
and
brother.
business.
What does it
She's
mean?
a darling,
It means
spicing up the
you
world
stop
with her
that
smile, touch,
that
and
which can
words.
potentially
She's
blind
the
you with
kitchen
your hands.
grandmaster.
it means what?
Working up
You stop that
mouth-watering
which could
meals
potentially
like a
blind
pro.
you with your eyes,
She
with your
is
hands.
a
Okay.
You see, because we hear weird things.
You can tell people to also. I mean, you stick with the topic, then
Yeah,
follow up.
Yeah,
As
no,
just to
that's
diversify or just
That's interesting.
to help you cook the dinner.
mine.
Because some people are still doing some of this serious, ridiculous thing.
I know.
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Love music, love life.
As a sharp Nigerian, we love three things. First, secondly, we love
Don't
going
be
online
joking.
and staying connected regularly to find information where we live. Stream HD videos on YouTube without buffering, connecting with our friends and family via social media, and generally using the web to enhance our hustle without even worrying about our data.
I'm
It's
very
a
like I'm
great
this
thing.
close
And guess what?
to leaving
You
a
can do
group
this and much more
that I'll
using
feel
Google
badly. I
Station.
won't feel bad leaving
Google
it.
Station
Why?
is high quality
It make me
internet
look
that is
somehow
fast, reliable,
funny, but I want
safe,
to
and
leave.
free that Google and its partners are rolling out across key locations in Lagos. Did you know that
I
there are
don't-
over
I don't
20
belong to
places
many
It's supposed to be a
in
group
Lagos
of
presently
press
that can
people.
connect to
I didn't
Google
sign up for it. They
and
just told me.
enjoy
Oh,
free
no,
and
no,
safe
no.
internet connectivity.
Do you know what I do? That group,
Locations
those
include
groups are
Palms
mute
Mall, Ikeja
permanently.
I've
City
muted them.
Yeah,
But I don't
and
like
then-
seeing those
And
notifications.
then I see the notification, like sometimes I come to the message and they're like 200 and something messages. I just click on it.
University of Lagos and the
Clear
Trade
chat.
Fairground,
Carry on with
also
my life.
Lagos.
There are many days I do that, but I don't want to leave the group because there's sometimes once in a while that, you know, there's some real issue.
UBA Bank Road,
And it's
Dela
once in a
Co,
while. Like I think in the
UBA
whole of
55
January, I
Marina,
think
Lagos Island,
there was only one
UBA
important
13
thing
Allen Avenue,
Yeah.
Ikeja,
that
UBA
but because of that once in
Okai,
January.
Materi, Materi,
I
UBA
don't know, I have groups
Admiralty
like
Way,
that.
Lekki, UBA Ogulano Drive,
There's one group
Surulere,
I'm sure I've not read
UBA,
anything on it since
Warehouse
last
Road,
year.
Apapa, UBA, Tisco
But I
Plaza,
don't want to leave
Alausa, Alausa Ikeja,
Let me be
UBA, Aspanda Plaza, Trade Fair, UBA, Okeanri, and UBA Head Office, Marina. All you have to do when any at these locations is to turn on your Wi-Fi icon on your mobile phone first. Now, secondly, you have to look for free Google Station 21st Century and follow the steps and connect to the web. Is that easy? You can
Isn't
do
that great?
anything
People still
from
do
listening
not-
to
don't know
music
that you
online,
can
watch
connect.
and download
Yeah.
videos
Somebody
directly
just
from
asked on that
YouTube,
picture.
chat
Send
with
it
friends,
again.
search for information on Google,
Yeah.
and so much
old.
more.
I'm Abio.
Rubbish is
I'm
old.
no longer
Too
new.
old.
Station free Wi-Fi
Yeah.
now.
Okay, we're coming back.
But
Ayo is not old though.
Into
Yeah.
in one.
A young chap.
Thank you.
Baby girl.
I mean,
Yeah.
baby girl for life.
My name is Demi Ubao,
Okay.
and I'm an actor and a wedding photographer. Lagos is fun, but it's not all fun and games over here. My Lagos is also a hustle.
This is
You
the
need to
reply.
afford to live
You
like
know
a
your posting, so
Nigerian.
you have to. I'll show
My
you.
Lagos is bipolar.
Hostel.
1 minute there can be traffic, and the next
very
minute
stupid in this
there
country.
can be
You
flood today
have
and
to answer the
tomorrow.
Nigerian.
Mics are going up.
My Lagos-
Our heart and soul is here. Smooth 98.1. You're listening to Smooth Breakfast with Ayo.
And Valentine.
And right now we are talking sports inside of the locker room with Tega umpire. Now this morning Lagos, let's look at Barca. So La Liga leaders Barcelona have hit a familiar mid-season slump as a congested calendar has taken its toll on their squad, and coach Ernesto Valverde must decide whether to rest the key personnel for Saturday's trip to fourth-placed Sevilla. In his words, defender Gerard Piqué said, "I've been here a long time, and historically we'll always have a bit of a dip in February and March, which cost us in 3 or 4 games. It even happened when Pep Guardiola was coach. We just need to, he added, try our best to get some good results, even if we do not feel we're playing that well.
Yes, and they're one of those teams that tend to be in a lot of competitions,
Yeah.
contending, actively contending for a lot of competitions at the same time. And the team is not so. There's even when there's strength in depth, there's only so many changes you can make with your team and with your players. What it is that, and they're tough matches back to back. So they play Sevilla this weekend, and if you say you want to rest key players against Sevilla, it may mean that you lose that match and you drop points. Real Madrid is going to a place like Levante, so your 7 points at the top could, or 8 points at the top could become 5 points, and it all of a sudden becomes too close for comfort.
Yeah.
So you can't risk that. But they also play against Real Madrid after Sevilla on Saturday. They play against Real Madrid on Wednesday, I think, in the Copa del Rey semi-final, where the first leg was tied 1-1, and they are at the Bernabeu. And after that, they play Real Madrid in the La Liga. So it's 3 big games back to back, and there is no time to rest key players. And Barcelona already right now, they're not in form. They're in a they're in a place.
The place they call February March fever.
Yes, February. They're just in a place, so they're not. You can tell that they're struggling to survive, but they're not doing as poorly. So it's a hard one to say. Valverde, can you risk the La Liga for the Copa del Rey, or can you risk the Copa del Rey for the La Liga? It's just a hard place right now for any manager to be, and especially any players to be, especially Barcelona players. So I think, like you said, they're going to have to find a way to just, whether they feel 100% or not, to just grind out the results.
You just have to grind
That's
out
what
the
big
results.
teams do.
You have to do what you have to do. The show must go on.
Right.
We have some messages on WhatsApp. You can
Yes.
Alright, this one here is from Sheriff Akimbi from Festac. He says, Emery should just find a way to accommodate Ozil in these games, because with Ozil there is creativity in the final third, and Arsenal has lacked that in recent games.
And Big E from Ketu says, I told you all, my boys do not back down without a good, clean fight. They come very well, and they come too good. In other news, he says Cristiano Ronaldo should put his acts together. If he allows pride within him, he should focus. The GOT of the goat should come down.
Are you talking about Messi?
Nice one, Ayo. Nice
You
one.
shouldn't have picked up that shit. I mean, we just let it slide. But anyway, it's fine. Shay says, Tega, Chelsea is crawling back gradually.
Calling back how?
But I pray Man City beats Chelsea like 7-2, so that Sarri will go by force. Valentine, Liverpool will beat Manchester United as a revenge for beating Chelsea. Oh, Zidane, where art thou? Thou knowest thy destiny is like Chelsea.
Alright, thanks Shay, and thanks to you Sheriff as well, and Biggie. Alright, moving on to our next story. Allegri's decisions under spotlight after Juve swept aside. Juventus coach Massimiliano Allegri was typically unruffled after his team were outplayed in their 2-0 defeat at Atletico Madrid in the Champions League on Wednesday, saying, these things happen. He said, we played a bad second half, making the mistake of going after them. We got the approach wrong in the second half. He also conjured up the odd excuse that Atletico have more experience in big matches. He said they're more used to playing games of this type than us.
I think that one of big matches is ridiculous. You've also played in the finals of the UEFA Champions League, just like they played in the finals of the UEFA Champions League. So I don't think that's a problem. But he's right about the second half. The approach was wrong. I think the personnel on the pitch was perfect, but the shape of the team was wrong. I can't tell you till as I sit at this point who was the focal point for the Juventus attack against Atletico on Wednesday. I still can't tell you, because I didn't know what Mandzukic was doing, I didn't know where Ronaldo was playing, and I didn't know what Dybala was doing. And when you have those 3 guys, it's usually a pattern. Like, you see what Atletico was doing, it was Diego Costa up front and Griezmann just playing behind him. In as much as Griezmann is a striker, like Diego Costa. And then when Diego Costa went off the pitch, Morata came in, and Griezmann was still playing behind him. So there was a shape. It's like Diego Simeone went against an Italian team and completed that task by playing doing an Italian job on them. It was a clean. Atletico Madrid looked like the Italian team. That's how they executed their game, their structure, their strategy. Even when they changed momentum, there were times they relaxed and let Juventus have the ball. There were times they were with the ball and they pressed. It was a perfectly executed job by Atletico Madrid. Allegri was outsmarted there. I don't think it's because Atletico Madrid has more experience. I think Allegri and maybe his team got carried away that, okay, we have the team to do this job, and they didn't put as much time or planning into their shape and their structure, and that's how they got outsmarted. Because second half, Atletico Madrid moved their game up just a gear, and Juventus were still flat. So sorry for them. I don't know how they're going to do it in Turin. I think they still have an opportunity in Turin.
Yes.
But the way Atletico Madrid are playing, with 2 goals up, I don't think they'll give up.
There's
that
no
game.
chance.
Yeah.
There's no chance. Bernardo Silva wants Manchester City to develop the habit of defending trophies year after year as they prepare to face Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. In his words, Silva says, "This is one of our many goals, not only winning it once, but to keep winning and winning. We know we have the squad to do that, but our opponents are very strong and it won't be an easy job. We'll do our best to try."
Yes. And which takes me back to that text about Chelsea crawling back slowly. Is Malmo. Any result against Malmo does not count.
Yeah.
So the fact that Chelsea won yesterday is of no consequence to this setup. What it is that Chelsea may need to both Chelsea and Manchester City need to forget that 6-0 result.
Right.
Because it's gone. So Chelsea need to forget that, and so they don't have that in the back of their mind. Because what happens is that puts them under pressure. They approach the match a certain way, with their handbrakes on, always afraid, always tentative, always second guessing themselves, and it will not give them enough to move forward. On the other hand, if Manchester City keep thinking, "Oh, we just beat these people 6-0 before," they're going to go into that match cocky and overconfident, and then they make a mistake. So they don't need to do that. Both teams need to just forget that game ever happened and start afresh on a clean slate. This is the final. Manchester City, yes, want to defend their title, want to at least get one title in the bag, knowing that they're competing on many fronts. They're still in the FA Cup, still in the Champions League, still in the EPL, and now the Carabao Cup. That's 4 competitions. And so just win one in the bag, know that you're done with it, and then face the remaining 3. So I think Manchester City, the way they're playing, and especially the way they came back against Schalke, they were 1 man down and 1 goal down. And they came back and won that game by 3 goals to 2. Granted, it's Schalke. I always said that was going to be an easy game. But sometimes when you're away in Germany, 1 goal down and 1 man down, it can be hard to lift yourselves. So, but they somehow know how to lift themselves, and they need to do that this game on Sunday against Chelsea to win that trophy.
Chiwe Nancy seems to agree with you.
Right, Chiwe Nancy says that Chelsea win yesterday was a fluke. Sarri will still play Kante in wrong position and start Jorginho during EPL games. Sarri should go, Joe. Chelsea should better boycott the Carabao Cup finals. We don't want further disgrace.
Okay.
All right. We'll take this next story here. Klopp impressed by Manchester United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, Liverpool boss Klopp says his Manchester United counterpart Solskjaer has proved he deserves to manage a top club. It's all about bringing out the potential of the team, improving the quality, and that is what he obviously did. And that makes him a manager for a top club.
Yeah, and this Super Sunday is really going to be super. So there's Chelsea, Man City, and then there's Manchester United, Liverpool.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games, again, that could determine where the title goes. Because you think about it, if Manchester City manage to beat Liverpool, then it puts them it leaves Liverpool in second place behind Manchester City, advantage Manchester City. If Liverpool overcome this one, which means Manchester City still has to play Manchester United, and that's where the decider could be. So Manchester United right now it's holding cards for who, for who wins the EPL, and it's a tough one, I would say, for both teams, because Manchester United are in this moment right now where everybody is trying to chase them because they're the guys that are winning everything. Liverpool is also in this moment right now where they have to keep winning to show that this is the year that they are going to break the duck. So I think both teams will come out for it. I don't think any team is going to be too tactical and too cautious, especially Liverpool. I think they're going to push from the get-go and try to get a win. and let's see how it will be. But Liverpool has had a tricky week, playing a tough tie against Bayern Munich and firing blanks in that game, and then they come to play against the Manchester United. So how they recover for me from midweek, all the midweek drama, is what is interesting.
All right, still very interesting news story. We have one more to go after this break. This is Smooth 98.1, and this is still the locker room.
God, this stuff is bad.
Love music.
Sorry.
Love life. 98.
I was looking at photos like, what are you putting?
No. That stuff is bad. So this just entered.
Toby and his girlfriend are out shopping for an anniversary cake at Sharon's Bakery.
What?
They find the biggest cake ever and proceed to pay for it. But unfortunately, Toby's card just expired. So his payment is declined. Well, that's also a problem because Toby forgot his wallet at home. Now, if Sharon knew she had more payment options, she wouldn't have to worry about losing customers in situations like this. With Visa on mobile from First Bank, she can easily get paid with nothing but a mobile phone. All she'll have to do is get her customers to open their banking app, select Scan to Pay, scan her QR code, and voila, the money goes straight to her account. Don't be like Sharon. Pick up a phone from the nearest First Bank branch.
I can't believe I just said that.
You first. First Bank.
Some things are too long.
Who is she? She's a boss, serving up great performances at her work and business. She's a darling, spicing up the world with her smile, touch, and words. She's a kitchen grandmaster, working up mouth-watering meals like a pro. She is a woman. Every day, in so many ways, you make the difference. That's why you choose Maggie Star, made from natural soya beans and other carefully selected ingredients to help you cook the difference.
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Love music.
Are we gonna have time to take this?
No, I think we're just doing this.
Alright, coming back up now.
And you're listening to Nigeria's #1 station.
I just love the sound of smooth, and I'm sure you do too. It's a public holiday for every other person except bank workers or essential service providers like us.
Yep.
So we're glad you're listening to the locker room.
Thank you very much for making our time worthwhile.
Lukman from Ijebuode says, "Good morning. Chelsea won yesterday against Malmo. Well, it's a good one. That's Sari's ball for us. Win one, lose one. Okay, Lukman, thank you. For that.
All the way from Ijebuode. Hi, Lukman. Thank you so much.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. Alright, Kayode Napapa says, I wouldn't let William fool me with yesterday's performance. If I was the manager, because it seems he wants to play Man City, Sari should please play Odoi and Loftus Cheek against City, even if we will lose. Loss is not strange anymore. We're used to it.
Okay. Well done. Taya from Yaba says, on the young basketballer named without, a good PR firm can spin it as man's just hot. Okay. So to wear them shoes. Very soon they'll recall the shoe, just like Nissan recalling 40 cars. Now Shei says, this is Shei. Well, if Sari plays Conte and Jorginho in wrong positions again, kind of thunder. And also, I'll pray the Heavenly Prayer. Wow. Okay, thank you very much for that prayer, Lagos. That is the much we can take today.
Yes, thank you so much, Tega. You can catch Tega on Twitter at Tega Supreme and at LIS International for the work she's doing with ladies in sports. This is still Smooth Breakfast here on 98.1 Smooth FM. When we come back, it'll be time for us to, have some feel good Friday. That's when it gets really feeling good.
Yeah.
As we go to Lagos Talks 91, we have an interesting topic for you, and we want you to call in and give us your thoughts. Don't go anywhere.
Is this the one?
How many Nigerian languages can you speak?
How many languages can you speak?
No, why do I need to speak every language?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Why? I can speak English.